to the Color Factory in New York City, and of course I had to bring my baby dolls. You guys, it was so beautiful in New York. I almost wanted to stay, I'm not gonna lie. From the outside, the Color Factory looks like a regular building with a little bit of color, but you would never imagine what's inside these doors. The Color Factory is an interactive art museum, and it has so many hands-on experiences that are gonna bring you through a journey of color. As soon as we walked in, we saw this display of colorful candy, and then there was this really cool art installation that had rice paper that had been dyed with all different colors. It was absolutely beautiful, and it was called 100 Colors by Emmanuel Moreau. I do apologize if I butcher some of these names, but anyways, this was the entry. We had a little tour guide, but then after this, it's a self-guided tour. She told us a little bit about this display right here, which is 100 colors. It's all made of rice paper, and it was hand dyed, each single one. Then she took us to this one other display called the Color Wave, and it was really cool because you could see every single thing that this person thought of. I think visually this was one of my favorite installations. However, I do say that throughout this video, so I do apologize for that. They had a fortune cookie little tray that kept going on, and you could choose your favorite one based on your favorite color. Super cool. So this one was called Cookie Clairvoyance. I don't know if I said that right. I apologize for that. This is my boy showing everything blue that he was choosing, of course. And then we took some pictures in this adorable setup. I thought it was really cool that most rooms have like a little photo shoot area, so you don't even have to worry about taking pictures because there's gonna be photos taken of you throughout the whole thing. And we also got to do a little scavenger hunt looking for a wheelie in every room. The next one, it was basically, I think it was called Color Scopes, and it was all about your birthday and what does it say about your color and the day that you were born. Now, I don't believe in horoscopes or anything like that, but this was a really fun interactive activity where we got to choose our birthday, and then it said something about your color and who you are. My birthday is April 23rd, so of course I had to see what color they gave me. I was really excited to see, and it was this adorable lavender color, super pretty, and then it said a few things that actually didn't match too much with my personality, but it was still fun. Then we all went to get our birthdays. My son is June 9th, so he picked out his birthday, and he actually got this color that actually is not his favorite at all, but it was like this peachy dusty color. It was really pretty. And then my daughter is December 7th, and she got this adorable color which she loved because she's really into blue lately. And then we went to one of my favorites, which is called Complimentary Compliments. It was these little booths, and you sat across from your partner. So here's my adorable partner, and then my son and my daughter were partnered up as well. I loved this part. I felt like it was really cool for like team bonding or just relationship bonding in general. It was awesome. You got to draw each other, draw the colors that remind you of that person, and then choose a compliment that made you think of this person. This was super adorable for me and my husband. We rarely get to go on dates, and this felt very like a really cute private date. He drew me, I drew him, and it was super cute. Look how he drew me. I thought it was really funny, and here I am just listening to the prompts and making sure I'm doing everything correctly. It was a little bit hard to hear, but here is my reaction when he gave me the drawing that he made for me. I loved it. This was so fun. I feel like we need to do this more often, but here I am trying to do his drawing, and this is my reaction when I received the drawing that he made of me. I thought it was so funny the way it came out because he was so concentrated when he was doing it, but I absolutely loved it. And then we had to choose the compliments. I loved all these compliments, but my favorite one to give to him, I thought about doing this one, you're one in a million. I wanted to see what was in the other cards, and then I found this one that says you are the fresh to my green, which was cute. But then I kept looking, and I found one that said you make me a better person, so that's what I gave him. And here are my two little kiddos doing this. This is the one that he gave me, which was so cute. It said you are a modern wonder, and then it said you choose well and you look like a doll. I thought that was so cute. Anyways, moving on to this color wheel room, it was really cool. It was all about learning about contrasting colors, which reminded me so much about my childhood years because my mom is a painter, and she taught us everything about color theory and everything about matching colors, contrasting colors. So being able to experience this with my kids was really cool. So you had to spin the wheel and then find the color on the wall. So we all took turns and did that, and we found the matching colors, which was really cool. Then it was my turn to spin the wheel, and I got this adorable like deep red, almost coral color, and this was my either this one or this one, I couldn't tell, but they were both awesome. Next, this room was so cool. I love the graphic design in this room, and this was all about sound and how color can carry on sound. It was really cool, and it was super interactive. immersive, so the kids were loving it. We were just like playing with these little instruments. My baby, by the way, did so well throughout the entire experience. I fooled a couple people thinking that it was a real baby. And here we go. My daughter was just having so much fun. Almost couldn't get her out of that room, by the way. We continued our scavenger hunt, and then we moved on to the confetti room, which was one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, you guys, this was so magical. Whatever material this confetti was made of, it was amazing because it made it fall slowly, and so it was super magical. We had so much fun. And they also had the little photo shoot station where you could just pose with your family and they would capture your picture. It was so much fun. My kids were putting so much confetti on me. Look at my poor baby. She was full of confetti, but it was so much fun. I kept on playing, and they had these like things on the ceiling, and it just kept on like raining confetti throughout the whole time that we were there, so you never really ran out. I did a little shaken baby. My husband was so cute. He was smiling so much, putting confetti everywhere. But anyways, he just really wanted to show you guys how the confetti was actually raining through the whole time that we were there, and it was super cool. My kids were trying to capture a really cute picture of me with this, but they kept actually throwing it in my mouth, which was hilarious. Then there was like this cute little room to shake things off, to let the confetti like fall off of you. So here we are shaking everything off. I did not shake everything off. I had so much confetti in me. Even when I got to the hotel, I was still finding confetti in my clothes, under my clothes, everywhere. The next installation was all about self-discovery, and I thought it was really cool because it was like a quiz that you would follow. And so basically it would reveal at the end your secret color. So it asked you a series of questions, and there was this big map on the floor. And so based on how you answered the question, it would tell you where to go. So it was really, really interesting. My daughter and me ended up in completely different doors, and my son and my husband ended up in the same door. So it was really cool. Actually, that was not a shocker to me because me and my daughter are actually very different, and my son and my husband are very similar in their personality. So it was really cool just watching every person answer the questions and how different we are. Again, it was very, very immersive. I feel like this would be really cool for family bonding, team bonding, even just couples getting to know each other. It was really cool. And at the end, this was my secret color. It was called Medieval Moat, and I absolutely loved it. And then we moved on to yet another one of my favorite rooms. I know, but it was a silent disco, and I love having fun and dancing. So I just got on this dance floor and I was ready to go with my daughter. My husband and my son are a little shy, so they were not dancing, but me and my daughter were having a blast. The decoration in this room, it just made you immediately happy. The wall was like completely glistening. It was absolutely gorgeous. And then nobody could hear the music that was in each other's ears. And the dance floor was full of different colors. They were playing different songs from like 80s, 90s, and nowadays. It was really, really cool. And then I love the saying on the wall, "Spin me right around, baby." And that's exactly what we were doing. Me and my daughter were having so much fun, just kept on dancing and taking pictures in the photo op areas. It was super fun, and we absolutely loved this. And next we moved on to the New York City RGB. This was so cool. This installation had all sorts of sceneries from New York City, and they would reveal in different colors. So the whole thing was lit, and it would alternate between red, green, and blue, and then the light would just make different things show up. It was so cool. It was like, oh, the Statue of Liberty, oh, there's the Empire State Building. It was really, really cool and immersive, and it just kept on changing right before your eyes. So it was super magical. It was really cool. And this one was like kind of like a long hallway. It didn't really have an activity. It was just kind of for you to look through and see what happens when different colors of light would hit this mural that was on the walls. Super cool. We absolutely loved it. The next one was all about learning about different colors and the names of the colors and where they came from, which was really cool. My husband loves random facts and information, so he was eating this up, and I loved learning about where the colors came from. This was actually my favorite color, so it was fun to see like a little bit of history and what made it happen, what made that color come to be, how did it get its name. It was really cool. And this one was called From Absinthe to Sapphire. I don't know if I said that right, but it was really neat. I absolutely loved some of the colors here, and again, just learning a little bit more about each color. And you would not believe where some of these colors actually came from. Some of it was actually kind of crazy, like the mummy color was actually derived from human mummy, like ground up. This color, it was wild to think that they used to use human mummies to come up with this picture. This next one is called New York State of Mind, and it was all about the colors of the city. This was so cool because you never really think about these things like, oh, this is the color of this. It was just kind of like immersive, and it just made you think really about the city and the things. Oh yeah, we saw this, oh we saw that. It was really cool. Nothing, and I mean nothing, topped this room. This room, it looks white, but it was actually not white. It was this beautiful like tone of blue, and it had this massive ball pit. My kids were going nuts. They had never been in a ball pit ever, let alone something this huge. So we were just having so much fun. They could not stop laughing because it was so much fun, like stepping on the balls and trying to get up. It was super tricky to do, but it was fun. Here I am, I'm like, I'm going in too. I can't remember the last time that I was in a ball pit, so I was like, I'm definitely gonna take advantage of this moment. And my husband was recording at this point, but I could tell in his eyes that he really wanted to get in the ball pit, and I was trying to convince him to do it, but he was like, no, nobody wants a big hairy man in the ball pit. I'm like, I want a big hairy man in the ball pit. So anyways, we were having such a blast, and then we decided to go down the slide. So here we are going down the slide one at a time. I almost couldn't slide because I'm so heavy, but it was fun nonetheless. And here I am doing a little swimming activity because I was just like, let me just be a kid again because I love to play. Everybody knows that. And then I finally, you guys, convinced my husband to get in. I was like, look, when is gonna be the next time that you get to be in a massive ball pit like this? So I finally convinced him. I said, do it for little Joshy, do it for that little boy inside of there, and he was finally agreed to do it, and he was so happy, you guys. This made me smile so big just seeing him play. If you know him personally, you know that he is just so shy. He is timid, and he is always about sacrificing for others and never doing anything for himself. So seeing him smile so big and just having so much fun, like relaxing on the balls, it was awesome. Then we got ice cream at the ball pit. It was really cool. I love the flavor. It tasted kind of like condensed milk. And then the last installation on the way out, it was all about smelling colors and different hues. This was kind of fun. I'm a very like sniffy person. I love smelling things. I love different scents. So this was actually pretty fun for me. My husband and my son weren't a big fan of this one because they're not into smelling stuff, but my daughter and myself really loved this one. It had like different themes, and then it would put a smell that matched. And lastly, we went to the little gift shop. It was really cute. Everything was obviously about color and about what you just experienced. We decided to get colors of our favorite sodas, and so that's what we shared here. But all in all, you guys, I absolutely loved the Color Factory. Thank you so much, Toy Insider and Sweet Sweet, for inviting us. We had a blast, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and tell me in the comments which installation was your favorite one. Love you guys. Bye.